What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Knab and Ro Show. I'm here with my compatriot and partner in crime, Ro. Say hi, Ro.
Hi, kids.
And welcome back to this week's podcast.
Woo! We survived.
We survived another week.
I know.
Life is good. What did you do this week, Ro?
What did I do this week? Well, it was above 100 over the weekend, so that was disgustingly inappropriate.
Sweaty everywhere.
Just gross. Yeah. So I spent a good chunk of it in my igloo of a bedroom. Just watching some TV and taking a nap. I did do some cleaning because I had a house inspection. The property management company that my landlords pay to monitor this place, I guess, does twice a year inspections just to make sure like things are okay, and I'm not hiding anything from them. So I did some extra deep cleaning because that's what you do when people are coming over and looking in closets. So, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think that was about it. My sister's bridal showers this weekend, so a couple of her gifts that I got arrived, so that's exciting. Yeah, that's about it. Very uneventful because it was so hot, and we all know that I hate the heat, so...
Yeah, that's true. That's good, though. Gosh, what did I do last week? Nothing really. I recuperated.
Yeah, you've been busy the last few weeks, though, like even prior to that, building things and
then going on vacations in Wisconsin. We talked about that last podcast.
Yeah. Did Papa Knab finally go home?
Yeah, he went home. He and my mother are back at their house in North Carolina. And now they're trying to find a place up here, hopefully, for half the time, you know, the other half down in Florida. But
oh, okay. So they're like wanting to move and be, what do they call them? Winter birds, summer birds, spring birds, bird.
You know, I know this and I always forget.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know, and everybody's gonna laugh at us, like, you should know what that means.
I know. What is it? Something to do with the bird.
I know, it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
I always forget
We know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we know, you guys know. You're probably thinking, yeah, hell, we know what it is, but whatever. You know, it happens. People get brain farts all the time. It's part of life.
2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to wake up and be like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snowbirds.
Snowbirds. I was like, winter birds?
Yeah.
I was close, kind of.
That's right, yeah. There will be snowbirds. This is true.
Snowbirds.
So, what are we talking about this week, Ro? Do we have something special planned for today?
Yeah, so we thought we would shake things up a bit, and instead of doing a bracket this week, we are going to randomly pick a place on Google Maps, and then we are going to discuss that place.
Yeah, so we already did this because we didn't want to have all the in-between trying to find a place, agree on a place, so we already found it. We have a bunch of tabs open ready to discuss, and through a blind pick, we chose a place in Idaho, and dear God, we've been trying to figure out how to say this, but it is Oneida County, Idaho, southeast Idaho, so it's Oneida County. Right. And
I think it's Oneida because I feel like there's a brand here. I'm going to Google that right now. I feel like there is a brand of like, I mean, Idaho's known for potatoes, so it wouldn't surprise me if I feel like there's like a hash brown company or it's Oreida. Oreida is what I'm thinking of. Okay, I just Googled it. It's Oreida.
I'm just gonna call it Juanita.
The potatoes I was thinking of is called Oreida. I mean, it's close.
Okay, yeah, but it's close enough.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
so there are 2 major highways to go through: I-84 and I-15. One kind of goes like south northwest ish, and one just goes directly north and south on opposite sides of the county, and then they have some county roads like 38 in between. But basically that's it. I mean, it is a small area. They have a place called the Curlew National Grasslands in there, which is pretty cool. So it's a little park more on the left western side there. They have a place that's kind of on the edge of the county. It's Elkhorn Peak. So there's a bunch of big mountains. It's on the north side there, and they have some mountains there in the middle and all that good jazz. But we are going to focus on a little bit of the history of the county in general, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the fun stuff and things to do in this little old place.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, I know you're going to talk about the history of it, but as I was perusing Google too, a lot of information that came up was about Indian tribes too, which would make sense because I'm from Oregon and I know that a lot of rivers and cities and towns in Washington, Oregon, and Idaho especially were named after Native American tribes. They definitely had an influence in things. So it wouldn't surprise me if it had some sort of Native American tie as well.
Yeah.
Between all of that too.
Absolutely, yeah. And we'll dive into there. And can I just say, looking at the map, there is one city. One. Uno.
Yeah, isn't it like a population of like 4,800 or something?
It is called Malad City.
Yeah.
Like salad, but with an M. Malad City. And as you zoom in, you can see all this stuff. Like they have a Red Rooster bed and breakfast on the north side of town, northwest side. They have a small little hospital. And then the actual, I was trying to look at, there's U.S. Bank there. I used to work at U.S. Bank. That's very nice. But they have a giant park. And I was trying to look for like a McDonald's or place like that. And the big ones that pop up are Critters Bar and Grill, Mallet Drive-In, the Dude Ranch Cafe, The Pines. That sounds fancy. And,
The Pines.
And Royalies, Roylies. And I imagine if I zoom in even further, we're going to have to see some, yeah, there we go. Okay, Subway. And zoom in a little further, and they might have some other stuff. What are these?
Wow, they have an awful lot for being a little dinky-doo of a town.
They do. The Spiro's House of Barbecue across some ganache pastry gelato. So, yeah, there's all types of stuff there. I mean, it's basically off of two or three main streets, but there's a main drag there called Bannock Street, which goes through the very, it's kind of the left of the street, and then there's a bunch of the roads that have, businesses, houses, and stuff like that in it. But yeah, it's a little tiny town. It's nice, and but we're not really focused too much about that place. We're focusing on the county as a whole.
Yes. So it doesn't have a major highway that drives through it, though, right?
Not through the city, no.
No.
Kind of. The Interstate 15 is on the direct east side, so literally the far east side of the city before you get out into just like the nothingness is the highway. It kind of splits all of the, I guess, the city area from the wilderness and all that good jazz. And there's some mountains on the other side of the highway, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What in the world is that? Hess Pumice Products? What in the world is that? So, you look and you see these blue spots for rivers and lakes and stuff. And then there are, just south of the city, 4 big squares of blue. What is this? Oh, wow, it looks very
Are they
snowy.
lakes? Or is that grassland area?
It is not. Let's see here. This is Hess Pumice, Idaho, USA.
Is that where they make pumice stones?
Well, yeah, Products is a mining and processing operation specializing in the extraction and refining of the world's purest commercial deposits of white pumice. So that's what their focus is. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, Idaho is a state full of gems.
Yeah.
So there's lots of rocks and everything there.
Yeah, and honestly, that factory, that area right there, is probably a third of the size of the entire city.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty large, but it is a small town.
Awesome. I wonder if they have got good manicure and pedicurists there.
If they got good.
If they got good because of the pumices.
That's what I say to my buddies when they stink at playing games. Get good.
Get good. Get gooder.
Well, let's see here. Let's go shopping, shall we? Let's
Yeah.
look through here. We'll zoom it in. There's Subway. There's an electric. There's a Farm Bureau Insurance.
Ooh.
Allen Drugs. Casey Oil Company. Hotel Mallet. Oh, you got local stuff. Ooh, look at this. Oneida Pioneer Museum.
Ooh.
So,
That would be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure there's
Were they part of the Oregon Trail?
You know what? I'm going to clicky, go to websitey, and we're going to pull... Oh, wow. Yeah. So the museum is housed in a building that was built in 1914 as a drugstore and boarding house. The original safe and pressed tin ceiling are still intact. So it's a very
awesome.
Old building, yeah.
Yeah.
But it has the origins in a collection of mementos gathered by Miss Hattie Morgan and native daughters of the Idaho pioneers groups in the 1930s. So we go down, we look a little bit further. Oh, wow, yeah. So it has a bunch of old trinkets from like the 1930s, from cash registers, old paintings.
So it's definitely a place to put on your list if you were driving through Idaho.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks like a real small thing for a city, but it's probably definitely a place that I would personally visit if I went there. Just saying.
Yeah. If you're on a road trip and need a fun place to stop, there you go.
Yes. Oh, and side note, if the Knab and Ro Show gets a little bit bigger, we will be actually doing road trips to places and flying and driving all over the place to do videos. Eventually, this is like a goal of ours.
Yes.
Of all these wonderful places where you can see it, you can really dive into it, instead of just taking our word for it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Seeing is believing sometimes.
That is right. Man, this road is all windy. Why is it so windy? Going out of the city. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, this is so neat. I love maps. I love messing around with stuff like that. Okay, so Oneida County, get rid of that. Get rid of the mining company and the history of the county. Allow me to douse you in some knowledge, my friends. Ro, are you ready?
I am ready. My thinking cap is loosely on.
Okay, here we go. Oneida County was formed in 1864. The name, an Indian word for a member of an Iroquoian tribe, and that's probably wrong, but we're going to go with it, in New York State. So it was chosen by legislature because some of the earlier settlers were from Oneida, New York. So Soda Springs was designated to be the county seat, whatever, had laid it out the previous summer in 1803 with 3 companies of soldiers and some families of Morrisites, Morrisites, some family of Morrisites, whatever. He established Fort Connor and established the first hotel and general store. So it was a fort with military, a hotel, and general store for your goods. So that was the how it was started, right?
That's about right for that time period.
Yeah.
And what they were trying to accomplish.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So, however, treaties with the Bannock and Shoshone Indians in the fall of 1863, brought about by the presence of troops, made travel along the Oregon Trail safe for the first time. So there's your shout out to the Oregon Trail there.
Yeah, Oregon Trail. And I'm not just talking about the game, I'm talking about the real thing.
That's right. God.
Did you ever play the Oregon Trail computer game?
I died every time. I was so bad at it. Well, you know me in games. If I lose at something, I just get all pissed off. So, you died of scurvy. You had gonorrhea. You drowned. Your oxen died. You starved to death.
You got a snake bite.
Yeah, there was a snake in my boot.
They actually came out, side note, they actually came out with like a card game of the Oregon Trail.
Oh, good lord.
And it had, I own it. I should find it and like send pictures. I think it's at my parents' house actually. But I think I found it at Target too. But yeah, it had like the old computer graphics on it, and your get these cards and you are actually like building this Oregon Trail thing, and then you pick up another card and it's like your oxen have died, or you have drowned, or so and so gets the measles, and yeah. Anyway, it's kind of comical.
That could be a fun thing to do a podcast on. You know, reviewing the game, how it works, and like playing the game virtually. When we figure all that stuff in, I need to buy a webcam, but you know, shame on me.
Yeah, sames. It's okay.
Sames. Okay. So as immigration dwindled, the statistic importance of the military post declined. Excuse me. A bill of the territorial legislature passed on January 5th of 1866 moved the county seat to Malad City.
Yeah, so which is where they are now.
That's right, and that's exactly what we were talking about here. So for 2 years, the county government was maintained in the upper level of Connor's Adobe Hotel in Soda Springs. That's interesting. So they didn't have an actual business place for a while. They managed the whole city out of a hotel. That's kind of cool. It's like when you start a business and you're in your mom's basement for a while.
Yeah, right? It's good to know things haven't changed.
That's right, yeah. So the valley was visited between 1818 and 1821 by Donald Mackenzie, a French-Canadian, and his party of trappers associated with the Northwest Company, right? So legend says that the name Madeline, or Malade, so M-A-L-A-D-E, Malad-A-E? I don't English well, Ro.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I bet he was lay tired when he got there.
I'm lay tired.
I'm lay tired.
If you guys get that, put a comment down below. You are my favorite people ever.
It's great.
Oh, goodness. So anyway, so legend says that name, Maladane or whatever, or Malade, was given to the largest stream by some of those trappers, either because they were made sick by drinking the alkaline water. Oh, that's interesting. Or because they ate food that was tainted by the water. The word is French for bad water or sickness. So they basically all got gonorrhea.
Well, what's the other one? It starts with a D.
Diarrhea?
Probably that too. Dysentery? Do you get dysentery from water?
Yes, dysentery. Oh, goodness gracious. Drank way too much. Oh, man, that would be bad. With the times, the medical lack of advance back there in 1818. Yeah. Oh.
I mean, they'd be sitting on porta potties for hours.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, porta potties. You mean digging a deep hole? And then burying it when you're done?
Yeah.
Does a bear crap in the woods?
I don't know. Only if someone hears him.
Oh, God. Can you imagine? Okay, side notes. Anyways.
Yeah, I don't like camping when I have to dig my own potty hole.
Oh.
I can only go camping if there's an actual toilet.
Oh, Ro. We'll get you
I know.
There. We'll get you there.
No, I refuse to dig my potty hole. No, thank you.
Oh, man. Well, if you've ever used a leaf like I have once, you know, it's
yeah, just make sure it's not poison ivy.
No. I had my parents. They told me. So we were good. All right. So, last 3 paragraphs here. So, Jim Bridger of the Rocky Mountain Fur Company may have passed through the valley in 1832 as a guide to Captain Benjamin Bonneville. So, the first...
You know what?
Yeah?
I bet he had boots with the fur.
Oh my goodness gracious. Boots with the fur.
With the fur.
Everybody looking at her. We hit the floor. Okay, that's enough of that. But yeah, I agree.
Good.
Boots with the fur.
So boots with the fur.
The first colonists to pass through in 1885 were a group of LDS missionaries going to establish Fort Lemhi. Lemhi, L-E-M-H-I. An early freight road crossed the Malad Valley and went to Bannock Valley, but after settlement began in Port Neuf route was used by way of Marsh Valley. Good Lord, that's confusing.
That is really confusing. I need a diagram and a whiteboard and string and.
It went to one place to another by way of one place.
Almost as confusing as Game of Thrones, trying to follow that sometimes.
So basically, they went from A to B, and they went on that line,
Yeah.
which was the valley.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So much traffic still continued to cross the Mallet Valley. One of the best-known roads was the Oneida Wagon Road from Mallet to Blackfoot. It was operated on a toll basis by William Murphy and later by H.O. Harkness. What a name is that?
Harkness.
Harkness. So
Maybe it's German? Swedish?
Yeah, I'm probably offending the crap out of people by making fun of that name, so I'm going to stop. Old settlers still recall the bandits who repeatedly robbed the stage of God being shipped. What? The stage of God?
What?
Yeah, it says who robbed the stage of
Who
God
wrote this information?
being shipped to Salt Lake City from the mines of Montana. What? Did they meant to
Where are
say
you getting
the
your
stage?
information from, sir?
Well, it's G-O-D. Maybe they were to say the stage of goods. I didn't write it. I'm just reading it. Goodness gracious. This is coming from Oneida County ID.com, whatever. It's their freaking page. It's not my
All right,
fault.
well.
They don't know how to English like me. All right, so to finish this off here, in 1854, the Waldron family, LDS converts from England, settled the lower valley and probably helped in building the old Mallet Fort near Portage, Utah, right? So, however, Indian hostilities around 1860 drove them back to Utah. So the Indians successfully told them, heck no, get out of here, this is our property.
Right.
But no further attempt to colonize was made until 1864, so 4 years later, after they were drove out, when 7 men and boys from Utah began to irrigate farm. They don't write this well. Began to irrigated farming. They began irrigate. Dear Lord.
Someone did not proofread.
They did
before they
proofread. This is
posted.
horrible. It's irritating me. So they created a farming community.
Irrigation system?
Basically, yeah. So
Okay.
an irrigated farming community where the present Mallet City now stands. So it started off as like a farming community. And then
Okay.
Benjamin Thomas built the first house made from willows and mud. Oh, that's cool. His son David, I always like to say David, was the first white child born in the settlement. By 1886, Mallet City was the fastest growing village in eastern Idaho.
Nice.
And then there is a little tiny less thing that's kind of depressing. I'm not even going to... Okay, fine. The first cemetery was on Hungry Hill, but was moved because it was polluting the water. That's gross.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's really gross.
Yeah. Okay, well.
So that's a brief history of Oneida County in southeastern Idaho.
Sounds like an
Goodness.
interesting place to go.
Yeah. Don't sound too obvious about it. So,
Well-
okay, let's talk about some other stuff here. So there are 2 fun things that they do down there. It's a small little town, but they actually have their own Oneida County Fair.
Okay.
So the county fair, so far, depending on what happens with COVID, starts August 10th and it ended August 15th. So we're right kind of around when it was. I don't know if they did it or if it was, but due to COVID-19, many upcoming events have been canceled and postponed until further notice. But anyways,
Yep.
they have a fair. They have a rodeo. They have bulls, cows. It's a county fair. So anything
Yeah.
that you typically see at other different types of county fairs there. So there's a lot of
Sure.
cool stuff there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm looking here, and they have all different types, like the Idaho Fish and Game events. They have Soda Springs you can go to. So there's a lot of fun things you can do right
Yeah.
there. And
For being a little town, sure has quite a few options.
for being a little guy.
Yeah.
So then, the final other big event that we saw there, they actually have Southeast Idaho High Country, or the Oneida County horse races. So typically they're already done, but the last ones
Right.
were August 3rd through August 5th of 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And they were supposed to go... Yeah, that's it. That was the last one. They didn't do anything this year.
Mm-hmm.
Dang
Yeah,
it,
well-
COVID.
Yep.
All the
Kind
fun
of
stuff.
ruins things.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that, when you're looking at a little tiny county to go to, it's mostly the wilds, right? You have one little city. You have some roads in it. Like, there's a little tiny town of Holbrook just below the National Grasslands. I think it's just like a start. There is basically a church. That's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else there. Little tiny thing.
Little tiny. Just a little guy.
But that's it. I would love to go there and go to all the parks and take pictures one day. Like, we'll have to make our first, if we go out, we'll go here and make this our first live one. I think we should do that.
Yeah. Well, Oregon is a neighbor. Hint, hint.
It would make the trip that much easier. Oh, you know what? We're going to have to find out what the driving directions are to there. Let's say to the Pioneer Museum. What's the city you live in there, Ro?
Hillsboro, Oregon. 97124.
Oregon. It is approximately a 23-hour drive.
Gross.
Oh, wait a second. Why does it 23 hours? No. It's an 11-hour drive.
There you go.
So you basically
maybe that was round trip.
Yeah, so you basically take 84 all the way in. That's it.
All right.
But there's so many
and we can stop
places.
in Eastern Oregon too on the way. It'll be great.
Yeah, we can go to Bend. We can go to Whitmore National Forest.
Sun River. Sun River.
Goodness, there's so much to do.
Yep, it's great. It'll be grand.
And when you look at that trip, that's actually pretty darn far.
Yeah.
Good Lord, when I zoomed out of the United States, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's longer than I take to get my parents in North Carolina from my house in Cincinnati. That's a long drive. So it'll be a straight through trip, Ro, no stopping but for food
Oregon's
and
a pretty wide state, I will tell you that.
It is. It is very wide. It is true.
When you get to the East Coast and there's 20 little tiny states, you can drive 4 hours and touch 6 different states.
Yeah.
Not in Oregon.
I mean, we could both fly into Salt Lake City, which is maybe a couple hours away, and drive north. I'm just saying. No, we got to road trip it. Road trip all the way.
No.
That's how you got to do it. The best footage comes from road tripping. No cutting corners, people.
Agreed.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's all I have today. I think that was a pretty good first review of a city or whatnot, which I think was nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Siri, pipe down. Oh my gosh. So, at this point, if you guys like this, let us know. Let us know if you want to see more reviews of random places around the map. Be more than happy to do that. It sounds so much fun to me. I know Ro is interested in it. And if you like this better than the brackets, we might just do this instead, because to me, there could be some more content.
True.
We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, we could always shake it up and do a bracket every other month or something too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I like getting in bracket fights with you. It's fun.
So we'll weasel everything in and just try to talk. But I think this is good. This is fun.
Yeah. It's good. It's a good start. Good start.
Absolutely. All right, everybody. We want to thank you all for listening to this podcast. If you like the podcast, go ahead and jack that like button right in the nose. Don't forget to tell your friends and family all about the Knab and Ro Show. And as always, this podcast is a wrap.
Till next time, kids.